all these numbers up, he's got 26 hours and 44 minutes. I know I've been reading it right.
Okay, well right here on the 25th he pulled 8 hours. Cause he stayed over. Yeah, he got 8 hours there. Almost 6 hours there. Cause that's the day we sat there and fucking waited and waited and waited and waited. And he didn't come out till 1 o'clock. You're looking at the wrong damn hours. Your total hours is what you got for the whole day.
8 hours, 5 hours. So, what's that? 27?
Yeah.
And how many hours was that?
8 and 30 minutes.
For today right here.
Yeah, 3:30 to 8:30. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then it's been 30 minutes.
So it's been 5 hours and 30 minutes, right?
Let me go get my phone.
Gunfight. That's not Karoo. You have execute authority. Show those imperialists this was no fluke.
Lara, come here. You didn't get gypped. Are you listening to me? You didn't get gypped, Mama.
One second. I'll be right back.
4:45. Joey here, and today we are going to be playing the brand new Modern Warfare. And today, as you can see, we are on Modern Warfare Remastered, but we're playing the H1 mod. I'm sure a lot of you guys have no idea what the H1 mod is, but this recently just came out. Thankfully, the Call of Duty community is so amazing because, you know, we have mods for every single past Call of Duty game, basically. It gives you all the stats, all the unlocks, and it just revives the game, making it so there's no hacker. Now there's a mod for Modern Warfare Remastered, and in my opinion, I think Modern Warfare Remastered is one of the most underrated Call of Duty games.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode, where this time we take a look at Ryder's character. We will try to present you the reasons why we are perfectly certain that Ryder was not initially supposed to be a traitor. At the beginning, we will deal with the storyline stage of the game that follows CJ returning to Grove Street after 5 years of absence. There are many moments here that can give us reflections concerning Ryder.
Oh shit, I'm gone. What? Boston?
During the first missions, we can see that Ryder is not sparring taunts against CJ, reminding him that he had acted very badly by leaving his family and the gang behind.
So when you running off again?
I'm not. I'm thinking of staying.
Why?
My family, the homies is here.
We were always here, fool.
Yeah, but now I'm back, and I know what I've been missing.
Don't expect me to kiss your ass or nothing. You still a buster to me.
We can hear many times when Ryder tells CJ that he is a buster and will probably always be a coward in his eyes forever. On the other hand, we can not only sense, but even see that Ryder still considers CJ a friend. For example, in the mission called Ryder, the men have the opportunity to hug after many years, while during the mission robbing Uncle Sam, they can still share a laugh at the good old times.
Hey CJ, tell me why I didn't finish high school.
Because you had put hands on that teacher for wearing baller coats.
No, that ain't it either.
It is true that there are more situations when Ryder mocks CJ, but usually it's hard to even take them seriously. It should also be added that there are moments in the game when we notice that Ryder is somewhat jealous of CJ. It should be mentioned because it shows that he wants to be a valued gang member who, in the eyes of his friends, is considered a trustworthy partner and a person who is able to do a lot of good for his organization. To confirm this, let's take a look at a few missions where Ryder's dedication to his gang is clearly visible. In our opinion, these missions are an important point in the context of today's episode. In the first task for Ryder, it turns out that our friend is bothered by the fact that a local pizzeria is constantly painting the graffiti of the Grove Street Families gang. Ryder is fed up with this and wants to teach the owner of the pizzeria a lesson. So, Ryder's involvement in the gang's affairs is clearly visible from the very beginning. The other missions for Ryder are equally good examples. Please note that in each task performed for this man, we try to obtain the arsenal of weapons that our gang needs. Moreover, Ryder never sends us alone. He always accompanies us and helps to achieve the goal. In conclusion, we just want to say that you can see with the unaided eye that Ryder is trying to take care of his gang as much as he can. If it hadn't been for Ryder's reaction to the lame situation of the Grove Street families, members of the organization would still be walking down the street with pistols, or perhaps only bare hands. Moving on, what we think is just as noticeable is that Ryder really hates Ballas. Looking at the case of Big Smoke, who actually plays dirty pool, it looks completely different. Ryder fights enemies at every turn. We can experience this in the missions Catalyst, Cleaning the Hood, Drive-Thru, or Drive-By. For each time Ryder defends his homies and tries to kill as many Ballas as possible. Not only that, even during the Robbing Uncle Sam quest, we learned that he hit the teacher for swearing the Ballas colors. It may be a trivial matter, but even such a humorous situation makes it clear that Ryder has always been raised to hate the Ballas and has belonged to Grove Street. Another reason we know that Ryder was not originally meant to be a traitor is because the developers have failed to introduce a new story concept. This happens at the stage of the story with the Loco Syndicate. The point is, Ryder shows up in cutscenes where it's clear he shouldn't be there. You get the impression that the man was, colloquially speaking, copy-pasted into some moments. During the Green Saber mission, CJ never mentions Ryder being the traitor.
Oh, no. Shit, Smoke, what you into? That's it. Look at that ride. That's the motherfucking Green Saber.
He doesn't tell Caesar or Sweet about it, and what's more, he doesn't pay much attention to it, as if Ryder's betrayal never happened. Only Big Smoke is mentioned all the time. A nice example is the mission King in Exile, where Caesar mentions Big Smoke, but we can hear Ryder being mentioned.
Your stinking grocery for the Smoke and those Tota pigs, Tenpenny and Pulaski. Smoke, he's a pusher, man.
No, not Smoke. He might mess with Crash, but he don't mess with no Yay.
Come on, CJ. How you think he got that new house, huh?
Another example is the mission Photo Opportunity, where Ryder is once again forced to be there. Yes, in this situation, CJ mentions Ryder, but just because the local syndicate thread was created after the Green Saber idea.
Ryder, you shermhead.
This business is bigger than any gang, is it?
Ryder, little bitch.
Consequently, it was not a problem for CJ's voice actor to get those lines of dialogue done. Next up, we witness an interesting situation in the mission where we kill Ryder because the creators went completely berserk there. Not only is Ryder uttering the dialogues, among others, "You can't stop me," said in a bit of a modified form, but also Rockstar has deliberately made animations for Ryder to make it all appear more believable.
Hey, Ryder, shermhead asshole, where you think you going?
Can't stop me.
He's in it for those boats.
Don't worry about it, I got this.
Can't stop me.
Shut up.
You can't stop me.
Who can't?
As for why Ryder didn't even have the lines of the dialogue pre-recorded, we've already got it covered. Well, at some point, there was a misunderstanding between the developers and Ryder's voice actor. Lots of people say it looked a lot like Ray Liotta's dispute, but it wasn't like that at all. The creators simply informed McCate that they would not need anything more from him, which we can prove by this Twitter response by McCate to one of the fans. It's a real pity that Rockstar took such a path and ended the fate of this character in this stupid way. It is also worth mentioning that in the mission Yeka Boom Boom, Caesar talks about the fact that, allegedly, Ryder tried to force CJ's sister to have sex, which is a bunch of nonsense invented by the creators in order to increase our reluctance to this character.
That was my homie, and I killed him.
Fucking midget deserved it, eh? Little asshole tried to bang your sister, you know that?
No. For real?
In the meantime, let's move on to what many believe are signals of Ryder's betrayal, when in reality, they are not. The first one is Ryder's addiction to smoking joints.
We're celebrating our once-a-year customer appreciation bargain bonanza. During Ollie Days, everything in our store is 15% off, and we mean everything.
Already suggests that Ryder supports dealing drugs, but it must be said here that this is a rather lame reason. Ryder often smokes joints during the Los Santos storyline, which, as we can hear in cutscenes, are referred to as water.
Hey, what you doing? Digging graves?
Damn, where the fuck I put it, man?
Put what, nigga?
Man, the fucking water. Need a little something before I go deal with things.
Water is a slangish term for a cigarette or joint that has been dipped in embalming fluid with the addition of PCP. In other words, it is slightly stupid to combine Ryder smoking joints with the hard drugs that Big Smoke trades, making people completely addicted and destroying their organisms. Even the fact that CJ or Sweet have no problem with the fact that Ryder likes to smoke proves that it is not a bigger problem for them. While it is mentioned that Ryder was a drug dealer at the age of 10, it's also hard to use as an argument in a discussion of Ryder's betrayal of the Grove Street families. Another myth allegedly pointing to Ryder's betrayal is Tenpenny's visit to his apartment. In our opinion, this argument does not make much sense either. Just pay attention to how Tenpenny treats Ryder and how he treats Big Smoke.
Morning, boys.
Man, who you calling boy, fool?
And what should I call him, midget?
How about prick?
Prick.
Yeah, prick works.
Man, fuck you.
Just get at me.
Crash looks at Ryder with contempt, criticizes his appearance, and uses profanity towards him. Yes, it could be considered stalling, so CJ would not accidentally think that Ryder makes deals with the Crash unit, but why do we not experience the same with Big Smoke then? Another situation that may be problematic for some to interpret correctly are times when Ryder acts like an ordinary coward. It's especially funny when we look at all the moments where Ryder calls CJ Buster while he is really the one. Let's take a closer look at the home invasion mission. In this task, we will find several alternatives in which it turns out that Ryder can sometimes leave his good friend in need. By the way, we encourage you to check our episode concerning alternatives in GTA San Andreas. You'll find the link in the description below. Another incident occurs during the Cleaning the Hood mission, as there are some unused Ryder lines that were supposed to be used when the policemen are chasing us, or simply as Ryder's reaction to the police. Here's one of them.
This ain't got nothing to do with me, officers. Yeah, that's him over there, officers.
As you can see, Ryder was ready to sell us like a rat just to save his own ass. Another example is the house party mission. Ryder promises to call backup from the GSF so we can survive the Ballas raid on Grove Street. But in the end, he leaves us without help.
I'll go get Smoke and some Grove boys.
Finally, it is also worth mentioning the Reuniting the Families mission, in which Ryder initially escaped from the police raid. In our opinion, it is hard to say for sure that these situations indicate Ryder's betrayal.
Man, what you doing? Come, get back here, man. We out of here, baby.
I ain't leaving my brother. I ain't no buster.
Man, it's every motherfucker for himself.
Especially taking into account that Ryder is high all the time, or the very situations in which the feeling of danger and the desire to save your own ass could be justified. Perhaps these were just mere signs of cowardice rather than the intended actions. We look forward to hearing your comments on this point. Lastly, we would like to mention the dialogue that we can hear from Ryder if we can make him start fighting with us. During this situation, we can hear some unusual dialogue, such as the one in which Ryder says that Smoke always said CJ was a moron.
Smoke always said you was stupid, homie.
But why don't we take this as a sign of Ryder's betrayal? Mainly because these words are spoken by Ryder under the influence of impulse and aggression, and it only confirms what opinion Big Smoke really has about us. Let us know, folks, if you liked the episode and what thoughts you have about it. We also invite you to other episodes in which we discuss various plot issues. For now, we say goodbye to you. Stay tuned for another upcoming video. Bye.
Harsh of Fury. Only in theaters July 15th. Rated PG.
Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? Professional here. So today I wanted to make a top 5 video for you guys in San Andreas. I still have the sweet character analysis video coming up and a few other San Andreas videos. But I wanted to make this video in which I would highlight pretty much most of the major hidden signs that Big Smoke was going to betray CJ. Now, if you are playing San Andreas the very first time, like when I played this game the very first time, I had no idea that Big Smoke was going to betray CJ. However, though, if you replay the game a second time, and this is what makes the San Andreas story so awesome, there are actually hidden signs that Big Smoke is actually going to betray you, and it's really cool. So in this video, I'll be talking about the top 5 hidden signs that Big Smoke was going to betray CJ early on. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. So starting off here, the very first sign that Big Smoke was going to betray you is actually in the very first mission. In the mission, Carl goes to his mother's funeral, he meets up with Sweet, they get into an argument, Kendall walks away, and then what happens is the Ballas come by in a drive-by, and they shoot at the gang, they hit Big Smoke's car, which blows up. The gang then gets on bicycles and tries to get away. When they're getting away on the bicycles, the Ballas car will not target, I repeat, target Ryder or Big Smoke. They will not shoot or chase Ryder or Big Smoke. However, when you get to the intersection, you will see they're clearly going after Sweet. They're trying to kill Sweet. Sweet does escape from them. And then Carl follows Ryder and Big Smoke. And when he gets past the freeway area right here and he starts going down the main street towards Grove Street, the Ballas car reappears. At this point, even if Carl is ahead of Big Smoke and Ryder by a lot, the ballless car will pass both Big Smoke and Ryder and will actually chase CJ and shoot at him. Now, some people might argue all this just because the AI was just programmed to target CJ specifically. However, there's other missions in the game where you have allies like Sweet, for instance, especially at the end of the game, and Sweet will actually get shot by the ballless and will actually die. So the ballless will actually target allies of yours in other missions. They specifically do not target Big Smoke and Ryder in this mission, and there's a reason for that. Next at number 4, we have not shooting at the ballless in drive-thru and changing the subject. Now, this is that infamous mission where Big Smoke makes that huge order. Pretty much every San Andreas fan knows this mission. The mission starts out with Carl going to Sweet's house, and he sees Sweet, Big Smoke, and Ryder exiting the house. Big Smoke and Sweet are actually in the middle of an argument, in which Big Smoke actually says that respect has to be earned, just like money. Sweet then says, "What are you saying? You don't respect me?" To which Big Smoke actually immediately changes the conversation, changes the subject, talking about food, making a joke out of it. Big Smoke, in this aspect, I think he was questioning Sweet's leadership. But I think that when Sweet stepped up and got in his face, I think that he immediately changed the subject. Take a look at this.
And what you, Ryder? Respect has to be earned, Sweet, just like money.
So what you saying? You don't respect me?
What I'm saying is,
Speak up, nigga.
I'm hungry. Man. Hey, man cannot live on bread alone. I know. I tried that shit. Carl, you look a little thin, man. You gotta be hungry, man.
Yeah, what you fools trying to eat? How about some tacos? Tacos again? Hell no.
Chicken, man. No discussion.
I don't want no chicken.
But there's even more hints that Big Smoke will betray Grove Street in this mission. When CJ is driving the gang to Cluckinville, CJ will actually ask Sweet what happened with his mother's death, to which actually Ryder will actually say that some people saw a green Sabre driving away. This is correct. The green Sabre is the vehicle that the killers used in the murder. However, though, we know that Ryder betrays Grove Street later on. Now, it's unknown why Ryder brings up the green Sabre. He would have known about it. It's either because the developers did not intend for him to be a traitor and then made him a traitor later on, or something else. But regardless, Ryder does bring up the green Sabre, to which Big Smoke will actually try avoiding the subject as much as possible. He'll try diverting the conversation elsewhere. And then when CJ actually finally pulls up to the drive-thru, when everybody's ordering their food, CJ is still talking about it, and then Big Smoke completely tries to change the conversation into food. Take a listen to this and watch what Big Smoke says exactly.
We got to talk about it.
We all got to talk about it. They was going for Sweet.
How you supposed to know that? You know what people are like. Say they have love for you, but won't say a word. Too damn scared.
Some people say they saw a green Sabre doing the work, then speeding away.
Yeah, but people like to talk, don't they? Anyway, that's half of Santos you talking about.
Yeah, you right. My bad.
Hey, bro.
They had sprayed the house. I ain't see shit.
Watch it, man. Hey, sorry, bro. You know I gotta know about Mom.
No, CJ. Just trying not to think about it, bro. I mean, I didn't know she was hit until it was all over.
Yeah, right. Let's eat.
However, the biggest hint at Big Smoke's betrayal in this mission is right when CJ spots the ballless car. The gang chases after the ballless and opens fire on them. The ballless are shooting at them, and CJ, Ryder, and Sweet are shooting at the ballless, but Big Smoke is not. He is not shooting at the ballless. He's saying that he's eating food. He's hungry. Now, this is why Rockstar are geniuses when they wrote the story, because this all comes together. This proves Big Smoke's betrayal. When somebody's playing this the first time, they won't think that Big Smoke is a traitor. They'll just think, oh, that's part of his character.
Thank you.